Once again, it's time to talk about another WWE pay-per-view. This is our last little stop before Double or Nothing tomorrow, because Double or Nothing is
Uh,
tomorrow night. But today we had WWE Night of Champions from Saudi Arabia. Why? I don't know why they were in Saudi Arabia, but they were in Saudi Arabia.
they're always in Saudi Arabia, at least like 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So
I'm assuming they'll probably do Crown Jewel again at some point this year.
most likely,
So, I do want to say I did not watch the show because this came on at like fucking 12 in the afternoon, and at that time, from like 12 until this was over, I was like with my family all day because we had a Memorial Day cookout today, so I did not watch the show. But I did see the results of the matches, so I know what happened. But Austin watched this show, so he's going to be mostly talking about it. I know for a fact that it started off with Rollins and AJ. So,
yeah. I
if you
didn't
want to
watch the
get
kickoff,
into
I
it.
will say,
Oh, there's a
because
kickoff.
yeah, there was a kickoff. There wasn't a match on the kickoff, but I didn't watch the kickoff. I completely slept through it. I woke
Oh
up
my
at
god.
like right when it started, and I was like, well, I was gonna go get something to eat for my sister, so I might as well do that. So I listened to like half of the Rollins and fucking AJ match in my car.
Hmm.
And from what I saw and listened to, it was a really good match. My whole thing though, they had Rollins win, which normally I'd be fine with, but I feel like they should give it to AJ, mainly because Rollins, even though in the promo later on in the night said, "Oh, I'm going to be there every Monday night." He's not going to be there every Monday night because he's got to film a fucking movie. So, like, what the fuck? I I don't know. I think they should have put it on AJ, but that's just me. It was a really good match. The spots were great. It was the usual Rollins and AJ spots just on each other pretty much, it was great. It was fantastic.
So I wanted to ask, was this better than the first Rollins and AJ match at Money in the Bank a couple years ago? I think is when it was.
I mean, compared to that one, which I didn't even remember it happening until you told me. Um, and really the only thing I remember from that match is when Rollins went for the stomp and then it got countered into a Styles clash. I would say this one was probably better. It has more memorable moments
Hmm.
in it. Um, but it was a good match. I'm trying to think. I didn't take notes because I was just watching and going along. Um, Next, I
So
believe.
this match was the first
Oh yeah, yeah,
ever match for the new World Heavyweight title. So they did say that they are not continuing the lineage of the old one. This title is going to start its own lineage. So it's
which is dumb as fuck.
even though they're calling it the World Heavyweight title, it's going to be its own championship apparently. So Seth Rollins is now considered the first ever World Heavyweight champion.
Yeah, no, not in my eyes.
So
Um,
yeah, this is the first time Seth has had a title since I think the last time he was Universal Champion, right? In like 2019.
I think so. Yeah,
God fucking damn, that was so
which
long ago now.
it's been long for both those guys. I don't know. I was kind of I think AJ was kind of jinxing it too because he kept saying shit about how he kept kind of going off on deals about how it was like a secondary title. So I was like, AJ, please don't say that. Like, that's lessening your chances of fucking winning. I'm trying to see what the next match was. Okay, the next match was actually the match where I sent Devin a voice message in. It was a decent match. It's Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch.
Yep.
Uh, it was decent. the ending was like kind of like what the fuck. Becky was wearing this Kill Bill inspired outfit, and Trish is wearing something of like an homage to her. Which WrestleMania did she wear that outfit at? Like the pink stripe on the
Uh,
sides.
I don't know. I want to
I do
say it
know it was the main one.
was it Mania 22 against Mickey James?
I think it's her like most popular gear. Um, but they kind of had like an homage attires. Trish had "Thank You Trish" on the back of her attire, but it was pretty like even in this match. They both got their shots in. I will say a lot of near falls. The Saudi crowd for a women's match were actually enjoying it, which that didn't happen at first when they started doing these women's matches in the fucking Saudi shows.
Yeah.
But
So would you say
like,
that this was was it better or worse than the Becky versus Lita match from last year?
I
At
didn't watch that one.
I did. It was, from what I remember, it was actually very good. Like Lita actually surprised me with like how much she was still able to go. But I
I
did not
mean,
see
Trish
this
has
match.
always been able to go. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just because it had more, it was built up more. But I do enjoy Trish's match with Charlotte more. Mainly because I think they're continuing the feud because at the end of this match, Zoe Stark came from out from underneath the ring, hit her weird ass finisher. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's like a fucking loop-de-loop GTS. I don't fucking know. And then Trish hit the Stratusfaction 1, 2, 3. Trish won.
Damn.
It was kind of weird the ending. I don't understand it, but I mean, whatever they're going for, I guess.
So do you think that Trish is gonna wrestle again?
Most likely because they're continuing the storyline.
Ooh, I think I think what they're gonna do. This is just me spitballing. I think now that Zoe Stark is involved, it's probably gonna lead to a Zoe Stark versus Becky match, I assume. But also, I think at SummerSlam, my prediction is gonna be Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark versus Becky and Lita. That's my prediction.
Well, that would be cool, but I think there's also talks of having both Becky and Trish in the Money in the Bank ladder match,
Well, Money
or
in
at
the
least
Bank's
Trish involved.
Money in the Bank's next month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I don't even know who's gonna win that.
1 second. 1 second.
All right. But yeah, I think it's gonna be uh Trish and Zoe versus Becky and Lita at SummerSlam. I don't know what else it would be, honestly. I don't know where else the storyline could go. I can imagine if it fucking goes to another Lita versus Trish match all this fucking time later, Jesus Christ. But um I saw like a couple clips. I try to like look back on the stuff they upload on YouTube. I saw a couple clips. It looked pretty good. I will say Becky Lynch looks damn good in yellow. I will say that. Fucking, if there's two colors that suit Becky Lynch very well, it's black and it's yellow. 110%. But nevertheless, Trish has still got it too, man. Trish has still got it. And I it's weird, right? Because I remember back like a couple years ago when they did Trish versus Charlotte at SummerSlam. It was in like fucking Toronto or some shit. It might not have been SummerSlam, but I just remember they did Trish versus Charlotte, and they were saying it was gonna be Trish's retirement match and all this shit, and it was a very good match. And then they had Trish lose, and that was supposed to be like her retirement match, and now she's still wrestling. So, but I mean, hey, if Trish has still got it, I don't see why she still can't keep wrestling. Honestly, and, you know, if they're gonna in my opinion, if they put Zoe Stark with her, hopefully that will give Zoe Stark a good character and a good mentor to go off of as well. Because I've seen some of Zoe Stark in NXT. She is pretty talented. I just like because she used to in 2021 she teamed with Io Shirai for a while and they were the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions and then they broke up because Io got hurt and then she started teaming with Nikita Lyons for some stupid reason and then she turned on Nikita Lyons. I think it was Nikita Lyons and fucking then she's just kind of been on her own and she has like this heel character that she's been doing and it just hasn't been like super great in my opinion, so hopefully her working with Trish will help her become a lot better because I feel like Zoe Stark does have a lot of potential there to tap into.
Yeah,
but
I'm back.
but yeah, um that's pretty much my thoughts on it. I'm excited to see where it goes. Fucking, I would have watched this if it wasn't on at goddamn fucking 12 when I was fucking busy.
Well, you got all of those Jeddah times.
Fucking. But anyway, what was the next match after this?
The next match was Gunther versus Mustafa Ali for the Intercontinental Championship. This is your normal, typical. It was kind of just like your Mansoor match. I'm not even gonna
Mm.
cap with that.
I'm surprised they didn't
Well,
have Mansoor in the show.
it's because he's doing the Maximum Male Models thing. They treated fucking Ali like Mansoor. Like we knew he was not going to win because this is Gunther we're talking about, but like they were treating it like that, which
Mm.
is fine. I mean, I enjoyed this match. It was textbook Gunther match. Like, you know, I don't know. It was something. Basically, fucking Mustafa Ali got a 450 in. Walter. I don't know why. Gunther. He's been Gunther for like over a year now. Gunther fucking kicked out. Then tried to go for the power bomb. Ali reversed it, went for another 450, and Walter said, "Nope, fuck that." Big drop kick, and then fucking hit the power bomb 1, 2, 3, and that was it. That was all she
Damn.
wrote. Yeah.
So I wonder like where they go with Gunther from here because I don't think he's gonna be in the Money in the Bank match. I wouldn't think.
No,
But
there's no way.
who do you think is gonna face Gunther at SummerSlam? Because it has to be
I don't
somebody from
know.
Raw, right?
It would have to be somebody from Raw, yes.
I'm trying to think like who would be a good contender for him that he hasn't faced yet. Like, don't get me wrong, I
Anybody.
love Gunther versus Sheamus, but I don't think we need to see Gunther versus Sheamus for a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't got like a Gunther versus Drew one-on-one, but I don't know when Drew's coming back.
I do not know.
That could be a possibility, but yeah, I don't know. But
I do not
hopefully they'll
know.
have him have a big match at SummerSlam. I heard that they're valuing Gunther like very very highly now. Like they consider him one of their top stars and they now consider him like one of the greatest Intercontinental champions ever.
Yeah,
So
all that.
then it's funny because like people still they still pull this fucking tweet that Keith Lee made. I'm sure you remember the tweet where he said if what I'm hearing is true, poor Walter. You remember that tweet?
Yeah,
People still like every time Gunther like has a big win or a big match that's fucking awesome, they always pull out that tweet and they'll be like, look at Keith Lee when he said this, and look at Gunther now, and look at Keith Lee now. So people just fucking shit on Keith Lee.
Jesus.
But yeah, man, fucking, I'll be the first to admit, and you felt this way as well when they first changed his name to Gunther from Walter. I will admit I did think it was fucking stupid. I thought the name was stupid, and I was like, why would they do this? And pretty much I think that's how everybody felt. But now it's kind of, it's kind of stuck. Like I kind of prefer the name Gunther now.
Yeah.
Because, like, honestly, when you look at Gunther now and you look at him when he was Walter, when he was, like, still fat and shit, he's, like, a completely different person now. Like, he's completely on a
Yeah.
different level than he ever was as Walter. So, but, yeah. What was next?
Next was.
Oh, yeah, I did
Give
want
me
to
a
say, I
second.
seen, fucking people keep making this a meme now about fucking, Mustafa Ali, because I saw on Raw, he was trying to do this emotional promo, and fucking Brock Lesnar just walked by and he was like, get a life, kid. And I was like, oh my god, bro. Like, I don't, I don't understand, like, what their plan is here with Mustafa Ali. It's like, he's a good wrestler, but they just, like, constantly just make him look like a joke. And I don't understand it. They put this man. Do you remember the fucking hacker shit that they gave him that went nowhere? And then he was the fucking leader of Retribution that went nowhere. Like they give this guy the dumbest shit, bro. I don't know why.
I don't know, man. Like, what the fuck?
Like,
But
he's a good
next,
wrestler, but I just don't get what they're doing with him. But yeah, you can continue.
next was Bianca versus Asuka. I mean, it was typical Bianca match. The only thing we can really talk about that's really worth talking about is the way Asuka beat Bianca, and now we don't have to deal Bianca as champion.
So, before
Um,
you say this, I wanted to ask. I seen people on Twitter saying, they were saying that this match was bad and that the ending was fucking terrible. Is that true?
Bianca was bad, and that's saying something.
Bianca was bad? That's like the first time I've ever heard somebody say that.
It wasn't mainly because of Bianca, it was because I guess her braids came loose,
Hmm.
and basically that had an effect on how, I guess, on how fucking she was working the match, because she was working it like safely. That way she
Hmm.
didn't like catch her hair or whatever.
Oh, she was doing like that fucking how Alexa Bliss did at the Royal Rumble, like being extra safe.
Yes.
Oh god.
So, and it was a struggle too because her braids were coming out, but also all of Asuka's offense was targeting her braids.
Jesus
So
Christ.
it was like, fuck. I don't, I like, it was only bad because of that, I would say. But the rest was good. The ending was fucking Asuka, like, did the mist on her hands, and then Bianca went for the fucking KOD, and the mist that she put on her hand, she like rubbed in Bianca's eyes, and then hit one roundhouse kick to the front of the face, and then one to the back of the head. One, two, three.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean it. That was like the good part about that match. I would say I didn't. It wasn't really much.
So,
Something that was even less on this show, I will say, is the next match.
I wanted to ask. I'm confused why they haven't swapped the titles yet with fucking Rhea and
It,
Asuka. Like, because the Raw title is still on SmackDown and the SmackDown one is on Raw now. So I
I
thought that they would have swapped it by now, but they haven't.
I have no clue, to be completely honest with you.
Unless they're planning on, like, changing the championships or something, which I would be for that, because I'm tired of the fucking Raw title and then SmackDown title. But,
Maybe, I don't know. I will say, this Rhea Ripley Natalia match, which had no reason. Why the fuck
I know,
Natalia
it's so
even?
random. Bro,
It was
I was
it
fucking
was weird.
dying because I saw this Natalia fan crying so hard on Twitter earlier. They were fucking saying, "Oh, this is bullshit. Why would you have Natalia job out to someone who can't even wrestle? She's been there for 10 plus years. Where's the respect? Damn it!" Like they were getting so they were so butthurt, and I just was laughing watching the clip. And she just got jobbed out, and this Natalia fan was just crying, and everybody was fucking trashing on this fan, and they're like, "You're just a bunch of Rhea fans. You don't know shit about wrestling." I was like, "Oh my god, bro! Fucking what? Natalia of all people." And she had Natalia as her profile picture as well. I was like, "Oh my god, bro! Fucking wrestling stands, dude."
Yeah, fuck, I don't know, man. God, like
You know, this is
this
the
match.
first time I've had to get a Natalia PNG since like the fucking Royal Rumble.
Oh my god.
And before that, I don't remember the last time I had to get a Natalia PNG. Was the Judgment Day there?
No, it was just Dominic and Rhea.
Mm.
What basically happened was they did the announcements, and then Dominic was like, "You have no chance," and he was pretty right there. Um, because as soon as the bell rang, Rhea just fucking destroyed Natalia on the inside of the ring, threw her into like four steps, like four different times and four different steps, and then fucking threw her in the ring, riptide, 1, 2, 3. That was it,
So where's the
bro.
respect? Where's the respect on Natalia?
Nobody respects Natalia, bro.
Or fucking. But I was gonna say, like, when it comes to like Asuka now being Raw Women's Champion, I'm gonna assume Bianca's gonna get a rematch, even though I really don't want to see another Bianca and Asuka match because it's getting kind of overdone at this point. Uh, but like, I wonder like who Asuka is gonna face at SummerSlam. Because I know who I want, but that's probably not gonna fucking happen knowing my luck. But fucking
You want this,
I
don't you?
I can't think of anybody else who would face her that would be like a fucking banger match like that. But it could, because they haven't done it yet, and I feel like that they're saving it for something like that because they have not done it. So fucking I'm just gonna say here, doubt it's gonna happen, but I hope at SummerSlam they do fucking Asuka versus Io Sky because they
I knew
haven't
it.
they haven't done it yet, so they got to be saving it for some reason. And fucking don't want to see Asuka and Bianca again. God no, please. Bianca needs to just take a fucking break. Like it's not just me saying that. Everybody is so sick of Bianca. Like she just needs to take like a couple months off.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to Rhea, I have no fucking clue who's gonna face
Maybe
Rhea. I have no
Devin.
idea. What?
Maybe she could take 9 months off because of Nick Cannon.
Oh my god, yeah, because for some reason like Bianca and the Street Profits were on Wildin' Out because Wildin' Out is still a thing, even though most of the fucking people got fired because there's a bunch of shit going on. But you know, fucking Nick Cannon still has the show, and then motherfucker dropped this freestyle talking about how he wanted to impregnate Bianca Belair because this man has a sick pregnancy fetish. He wants to impregnate everybody. I don't understand. And he fucking said it, and Montez Ford looked like he wanted to snap this man's neck for saying that. But yeah, so you know what? Fuck it. I'm predicting it now. SummerSlam: Montez Ford versus Nick Cannon.
Bro, don't.
Let's get Nick Cannon in a wrestling ring. He can come out to the fucking. He can come out to the bitch. I'm famous. Oh my god, that would be like the most cursed thing ever. Oh, his finisher, since he likes to impregnate people, his finisher could be like the viscera thrust. Oh my god. If you want to see Nick Cannon in a wrestling ring, comment down below. But with that being
Nah.
said, is that was that the last women's match on the show?
Yes. So really, the only decent women's match was Trish and Becky.
Damn.
Yeah, fucking. Then next was Cody versus Brock. This was the second to last card on the match, I believe.
What the fuck?
Um,
Did you hear what you just said?
yeah, now I heard. Now I heard it.
The second
Second
to
to last
last
match on
card.
the card.
He said the second to last card on the match.
Shut the fuck up, man. I'm so jaded.
Oh my god. That was a bad botch, bro. That was
I
bad.
know. Okay. Fucking this match start. Basically, this whole match focuses on Cody's broken arm, kayfabe broken arm. Um, he's got a titanium cast on some fucking Bob, like fucking cowboy Bob Orton shit. And basically, this match starts off with Cody getting dominated by Brock with multiple belly to bellies, and then Cody realizes he could use the cast as a weapon and just fucking hits Brock with this titanium cast like fucking 7 times, and Brock kicks out, and then fucking hits him with the disaster kick, he kicks out, hits him with the Cody cutter, he kicks out,
Jesus Christ, Brock don't give no
hits him,
fucks.
hits him with 3 fucking crossroads, and then Brock says, "Fuck you, I'm putting in Kimura." And fucking Brock has the Kimura in almost to where Cody almost fades at this point, and he fucking gets to the ropes after like 5 minutes of being in the Kimura. Then hits a crossroads. Brock kicks out,
Oh my
and
god.
fucking Brock gets another Kimura in and makes fucking Cody fade, and that is the end of the match. It was a really good match. It was just, what the fuck? There's so many crossroads in this match, bro.
So, would you say was this better than their match at Backlash? Would you say?
Oh, yeah, yeah. This was definitely better than their match at Backlash.
So, where do you think it's gonna go from here? Because now Cody has a win and Brock has a win.
I'm thinking, which people are saying, that it's probably going to go this way, that it's most likely going to go to SummerSlam or something.
Well,
Feel like that it would end off at SummerSlam.
we'll see. I'm confused because I've seen people saying that they're planning on doing Cody and Roman at SummerSlam. Some people are saying.
I don't know. I don't think Brock's going to want to work fucking Money in the Bank.
Imagine they put Brock in the Money in the Bank match and we get fucking beatbox Brock again.
Nah, bro.
Oh, bro, imagine how pissed people would be, especially since fucking LA Knight is so over right now. Imagine LA Knight goes to get the briefcase and all you hear is Brock Lesnar's theme. And he comes out and destroys him. Oh my god.
Speaking of LA Knight, they were all like, there was a lot of people in the crowd tonight. There was fucking the Street Profits just watching the show, LA Knight just watching the show, 7 foot tall Omos just
Oh
watching the
my
show,
god. Jesus
and they
Christ.
would apparently Omos like did a video saying, "Oh, whoever wins the AJ versus fucking Seth match, I'm coming for you."
Bro, you
And it's
lost to Seth. What do you mean?
And fucking AJ, if AJ had won that match, she'd be like, why?
I don't know.
So, Omos is possibly the next challenger for the championship. So there's that.
Said, look in my eyes, no fear. The big man time and the place range.
And the last match on the card, fuck you, don't even make a joke again.
The last
Um,
card on the match.
fucking, it's Roman and Solo versus Sammy and Kevin for the tag team championships. God, I'm fucking
Champions chips.
up today. The
Champions
match is like
chips.
a typical Roman match, pretty much. Sami Zayn is still fucking over as hell. Like Kevin looked like he was like, "Oh, I'm getting a decent pop," and then when Sammy came out there, it was just like, "Oh, well, fuck, that's a bigger pop than I'll ever fucking get." Like Kevin does not get as much of a pop as Sammy does, and it's you could tell.
So it's like,
Mm.
I'm curious because I remember there was like a whole thing where like Sammy couldn't like wrestle in Saudi Arabia or whatever. Like, is that like not a thing anymore now?
Genuinely, do not ask me because I have no fucking clue.
Because I remember distinctly a couple times they would say Sammy wasn't able to do the Saudi Arabia shows because of fucking it was like his fucking religion or something. I think they said or
I
something like that.
He was wearing all this Saudi fucking shit in his entrance, so I don't know. I think he was wearing this whole like fucking like jacket. It was weird. I don't know, but typical Roman match. It was basic like that's really all you could really like explain it because there wasn't really any like memorable spots in the match besides a ref bump, which we'll get to. But it was just typical like Roman trash talk. Okay, that's
Hmm.
great, and all that shit. And it was a competitive match. Roman also didn't really fight too much for the half of the match because he let Solo do most of the work pretty much, and then got cheap shots in. But then Roman actually tried to spear Sammy, and he speared the ref, so it was a ref bump. Here comes the Usos. They're taking out Sammy and Kevin. And then Kevin Owens moves out of the way of a super kick, and they both super kick Solo. And Roman thinks they did it intentionally. So Roman starts fucking chastising him and pushing him around. And Jimmy gets fucking tired of it and super kicks Roman twice.
Yeah,
Where
bro.
Roman
I watched
out of
back the
it.
clip, bro. The crowd was going fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
But, I thought
like
you were going to say something.
I said this on Twitter. I said legitimately I think this Bloodline story has to be one of, if not the greatest wrestling story ever told. Like just the way that this has been going on since like what 2020 and fucking it has lasted all this time and it's like every pay-per-view every week it's all these like twists and turns and everybody is so fucking invested like honestly some of the best moments of the year have been the bloodline. You have fucking Sammy turn on the bloodline at the Royal Rumble, then you have Sammy and Kevin beating the Usos at WrestleMania, fucking probably the greatest moment in both Sammy and Kevin's career. And then
Yep.
fucking now you have the Usos turn on Roman. And it's like everything with this storyline is just making all these fucking crazy moments that like people are so invested in. And honestly, I can't even remember the last time like I was this invested in a wrestling storyline. I mean, if you even go back to like our 2021 reviews, like you would see that both of us fucking hated everything that was going on in wrestling at the time, and like we weren't engaged in any storylines. It just wasn't good. It just wasn't really anything to get invested in. Like, and now here we are in 2023, and I am glad that we're watching and we're living through this time to be able to say that we were there for the Bloodline saga, because this is honestly fucking amazing what Roman and Solo and the Usos, Sammy, Kevin, and Paul Heyman have all been able to tell from this story within the past year. And I remember last year at fucking when we talked about Mania 38 and shit. I remember everybody was shitting on the Sammy and Johnny Knoxville match, and they were saying, "Oh, Sammy needs to go to AEW," and shitting all over fucking what they were doing with them. Same with Kevin. They're like, "Oh, Kevin, why would you resign? They're not gonna do anything with you." And now look at them. All this time later, look at the fucking bro. They main evented WrestleMania. They fucking main evented this pay per view. They're in the biggest storyline in the entire fucking, not even just WWE, in the entire fucking business, bro.
Yeah.
So you can't say shit about what they're doing with Sammy and Kevin now. And now this is just another chapter in the Bloodline story, because now, for months and months we had promos with Sami Zayn, like with Jey Uso saying like, "Oh, you're not mad at me for hitting Roman with the chair. You're just mad that you weren't the one to do it first." And they showed the Bloodline cracking, where at Backlash we said like the Usos and Solo weren't really getting along that well. And you could just see the Bloodline over time has started to crack, and now it came to a boiling point. But I like what they did here, because they have been building it up for so long. Like, they were building it up to make everybody think that Jey Uso was going to be the one to do it, and then they had Jimmy do it, which nobody was fucking expecting.
Yeah.
And now it also, for a while, I'll admit, like, Jimmy Uso was probably the least important member of the Bloodline, and now fucking he has put himself in the forefront of this storyline, being the one to turn on Roman. Like, obviously Sammy was the first one to turn on him, but Jimmy is now the first actual like family member to turn on Roman, and that is a very integral part of the storyline. And everybody is fucking saying, "Oh, they're gonna do Roman and Solo versus the Usos at Money in the Bank," and I could see that happening now, and I'm very interested to see where this is gonna go from here, because it's just gonna give us more great television with this storyline. So you already know people are gonna be watching SmackDown this week to see the fallout from it, and
Mm.
and I really like what they did here, because this is a good way to get people engaged, and it's a good way to say, all right, what happens next? Let's keep watching to find out what happens next in the storyline. And now people are going to watch SmackDown to see what's going to happen next, and that's very, very good that they do that. And like, I'm not trying to take a shot at them. It may seem like I am, but I'm not trying to. But that is something that I feel, when we watched Full Gear and we watched Revolution and we watched Double or Nothing tomorrow, that's something that I don't really think that they do, is they don't, you know, I'll be honest, that MJF versus Bryan Danielson match, great fucking match. It was match of the night, probably AEW's match of the year this year, but it didn't, and Austin did watch Dynamite that week, but like, even you could probably admit, Austin, like after that, it didn't make you go, "Oh, well, this makes me want to watch Dynamite this Wednesday to see what happens next."
No, nothing makes me want to watch Dynamite any
Like,
time.
not even just of the fact of you hating it, like even with like MJF, it just wasn't engaging enough to be like, okay, I want to watch to see what MJF is gonna do next.
Yeah,
Like,
because they pretty much just moved on to the next storyline,
yeah,
pretty much.
and I just feel like that's something that AEW does not do very well, nor have they ever really done it very well. From everything at least I've watched of it, I've never felt inclined to watch more of it. But with this storyline, it makes you want to watch to see what happens next. and it, like, you know, it makes you want to watch to see what's going to happen next with Cody and Brock, and it makes you want to watch to see, oh, what is Seth Rollins going to do now that he's the world heavyweight champion, and shit like that. And now this is going to get everybody interested in Money in the Bank, and Money in the Bank is going to be a huge event because it's going to be in London, so I'm sure that they're going to make that a massive fucking show. And that's also something I really have liked about pay-per-views this year. Like, you know, usually Royal Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series are usually the shows that they would make feel like big and important and like, oh, you have to watch this. But this year, and this is something that me personally that I've really liked that they've done, is that they have made every pay per view this year feel fucking massive, and they've made it feel must watch. And I really appreciate the fact that they've done that. And like every pay per view so far this year, you know, some of them had some meh matches or whatever, but every pay per view they've made it feel important, and they've made it feel like you need to watch this because this is going to be a big event. And I really have enjoyed how they've been doing that this year. I don't know
Yeah,
about you, but I've definitely enjoyed
I'm
that.
enjoying it that way as well. Like, it's
Like
been
this,
really enjoyable.
like I'm sorry to cut you off, but I was just gonna say, fucking like, I don't remember the last time I was excited for a fucking backlash, bro. Like, I don't remember the
Oh,
last
no.
time I was excited for a Night of Champions. I don't remember the last time I was excited for a fucking whatever the fuck. Like, even like, I just have loved the way that they have been going about how they've been doing their shows. Uh, I will say, you know, not everything is great. I'm not going to make it seem like everything is, oh, this is so amazing and whatever. But, you know, I enjoy it. It makes me really enjoy wrestling, which is something I hadn't done for a few years, especially with WWE. So I've, like, honestly, for me at least, I think that from the Royal Rumble until now, I feel, in my opinion, this has been one of the best years that they've had in a long time, and we're only halfway through this year.
Oh yeah,
So,
definitely.
but yeah, I'll let you
But
talk a little bit now.
well, fucking, you pretty much took the words out of my mouth, to be completely honest. Um, it's been a great year for the probably one of the best years in a long enough time. And for all you AEW marks, I can't be bothered. Like, especially because I won't even talk about you after Double or Nothing. But like, for the people who are saying that this shit is not good or whatever, and that e drones or what the fuck ever, all that dumb shit, genuinely go fuck yourself. Like, I'm not even trying to make it about goddamn AEW versus WWE. I'm just trying to make it like you can't tell me that this is not like this is not better than fucking anything AEW puts on every fucking week. Like,
From everything I've seen of AEW from Full Gear until now, like, from, well, the only stuff I have watched is Full Gear, Revolution, and then I watched a Rampage, Dark, and Dark Elevation. And I will say, just from that alone, yeah, no, not even close, bro. Do you understand? Like, I will say, did they say how many people were at this show? Did they give like a number of like attendance or anything?
no,
Well,
no,
did it at least look like it was a shitload of people?
yes,
So everybody was shitting on Night of Champions, right? How it's going to be on Saudi Arabia. I saw these AEW fans are like, oh, they're going to Saudi Arabia for the blood money again. Well, at least they're selling out goddamn arenas. Have you seen the state of Double or Nothing for tomorrow, bro? We talked about this on the Dynamite review. Fucking, they only fucking have like booked a, what was it, a fucking less than a quarter of the MGM Grand, and they can't even sell it out. Like, bro, they legit. There is a picture on Twitter where they had put fucking advertisements in restaurants saying you will get free Double or Nothing tickets with a fucking burger and fries. Like, bro, you can't tell me that they're on the same level. I don't care how much of an AEW fan you are. You cannot tell me that they are on the same level. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna get into it because we'll get into all that tomorrow for Double or Nothing. But it's just crazy to me, the just lunacy of the AEW fans to think that this is bad and that shit is good. I I'd like to know what meds they're on, because got to be some strong shit to believe that.
yeah,
But fucking so tomorrow we got Double or Nothing coming up. So yeah, tomorrow's gonna be the finale of all this fucking wrestling AW review shit, and then we got Money in the Bank coming next month, and then we got SummerSlam after that. So still got some stuff to cover this summer, which we will get to. But yeah, that
yeah.
was the Night of Champions review. I really wish I could have watched the show when it was on, but like I said, I was with my family. But it seemed like it was a very good show. Um, so would you say from start to finish that you enjoyed your time watching this?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, with that being said, if there's not anything else you want to say, we can go ahead and end this.
There is nothing else I want to say right now.
All right. Well, with that being said, uh, thank you guys for watching this wrestling review. We'll be back tomorrow for the conclusion of the AEW shit. We will be back tomorrow for AEW Double or Nothing.
Kill me
But,
now.
yep.